Who is Donald Trump? From being a very successful businessman to a very controversial president. His story begins when making a small loan of $1 million, which he then went on to turning into $10 billion. But the question remains, how did he do it? To answer this, we need to go back to the year of 1975, when Donald Trump took a loan from his dad, Fred Trump, of $1 million, which, as of today's inflation, would be approximately $5.4 million. He helped manage his father's extensive portfolio of residential housing projects in the New York City boroughs and took control of the company, which he renamed the Trump Organization in 1971. Donald Trump's vision was to establish himself as a major player in Manhattan's competitive real estate market. In 1974, he acquired the Commodore Hotel, which had fallen into disrepair. With the help of tax abatements negotiated with New York City, Trump turned the property into the Grand Hyatt Hotel, which opened in 1980. This project marked Trump's first major success and established his reputation as a savvy, if controversial, dealmaker. In a 1980 interview, a 34-year-old Trump describes politics as a very mean life and says, the most capable people instead choose the business world. By 1987, though, he began teasing a presidential bid. He briefly explored entering the 2000 race with the Reform Party, then again in 2012 as a Republican. Trump was among the most vocal proponents of birtherism, the conspiracy theory questioning whether Barack Obama had been born in the U.S. He did not admit it was a lie until 2016, and never apologized. On November 8, 2016, Trump won the presidency despite losing the popular vote to Clinton by nearly 3 million votes. His victory was attributed to his success in key swing states, securing 304 electoral college votes. Trump was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States on January 20, 2017. His presidency was marked by significant policy shifts, controversial statements, and a polarized political climate. In 2017, Donald Trump launched his America First agenda, enacting a travel ban on several Muslim-majority countries, withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, and rolling back environmental regulations. He signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, reducing corporate taxes, and appointed Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court, marking a significant conservative shift. These actions underscored his focus on economic nationalism, deregulation, and reshaping U.S. global policies. Donald Trump's 2017 policies ignited major demonstrations across the U.S., reflecting deep divisions among Americans. The Women's March in January 2017, one of the largest protests in U.S. history, drew millions nationwide, partly in response to Trump's stance on immigration and environmental issues. Later, his travel ban targeting several Muslim-majority countries spurred protests at airports, including a massive demonstration at John F. Kennedy International Airport, where thousands rallied against what they viewed as discriminatory and un-American policies. Donald Trump's presidency continued to make headlines with decisions that would leave a significant mark on U.S. history. In 2018, Trump shifted focus to international relations, meeting North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in an unprecedented summit to address nuclear tensions. While the meeting was historic, critics questioned its lack of concrete agreements. Domestically, Trump faced backlash for his administration's policy of separating migrant families at the U.S.-Mexico border under a zero-tolerance immigration approach. Images of children in detention centers sparked global outrage, leading to policy reversals. In 2019, Trump further polarized the nation by declaring a national emergency to secure funding for his long-promised border wall, bypassing congressional approval. Meanwhile, his trade war with China escalated, introducing tariffs that disrupted global markets but aimed to prioritize American industry. That same year, Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives over allegations of pressuring Ukraine to investigate political rival Joe Biden. Though acquitted by the Senate in early 2020, the impeachment trial highlighted deep partisan divisions. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic became a defining moment of his presidency. Critics accused Trump of downplaying the virus, while his administration's Operation Warp Speed was instrumental in accelerating vaccine development. The year also saw nationwide protests against racial injustice following George Floyd's murder, with Trump adopting a hardline stance that drew sharp criticism. The 2020 presidential election marked another pivotal chapter. Trump lost to Joe Biden but refused to concede, repeatedly alleging widespread voter fraud. This culminated in the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack, where his supporters stormed the building in an attempt to overturn the election results, leading to his second impeachment. Trump left office in January 2021, but remained a central figure in U.S. politics, continuing to shape the Republican Party and influence national discourse. After leaving office in 2021, Donald Trump continued to dominate American politics, rallying his base and shaping the Republican Party's direction. Despite facing multiple legal challenges and ongoing investigations, Trump launched his 2024 presidential campaign, emphasizing a return to his America First policies. His campaign resonated with voters frustrated by economic challenges, border security concerns, and perceptions of political overreach during the Biden administration. The campaign took a dramatic turn on July 13, 2024, when an assassination attempt occurred during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump was grazed by a bullet on his ear, a moment that highlighted the political tension surrounding his comeback. The shooting also resulted in the death of one attendee and critical injuries to two others. Trump, evacuated by Secret Service agents, recovered quickly and used the incident to galvanize his supporters, vowing to continue his campaign undeterred. The event drew bipartisan condemnation of political violence and led to increased scrutiny of security protocols at political rallies. Trump's resilience through such challenges, combined with his ability to rally his base, culminated in a narrow victory in the 2024 presidential election. His return to the White House marked a historic moment, as he became the first president since Grover Cleveland to serve non-consecutive terms. Now back in office, Trump has launched initiatives to reinforce his legacy, focusing on renegotiating trade deals, stricter immigration enforcement, and rolling back progressive policies. While his supporters see his return as a triumph, critics fear it may deepen national divides, leaving the country bracing for another turbulent chapter. For more videos like this, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel, since this supports us immensely. Thanks for watching Docsy.